Hi everyone, and welcome to today's workshop. I wanted to take a couple of seconds to introduce you to the YMCA Niagara Employment Services for those of you that are not already familiar. Whether you're looking for an entry-level job or a more senior role, finding a job is never easy, and that's why our free employment programs are here to support you throughout this process. During the times of COVID, we have moved our services online and virtually offer workshops in addition to Monday to Friday from 12 to 2. Employment coaches are here to support you and answer your employment questions in real time. Check out our website for more information about all of the services we have to offer. If you have any questions about today's workshop or any of our free employment programs, please contact one of our sites, St. Catharines, Thorold, or Niagara Falls. Thanks so much and have a great day.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I'm an employment coach at the YMCA Employment and Immigrant Services and work out of the Niagara Falls office.
Hi, my name is Brandy. I'm an employment coach and I work out of the St. Catharines office. Today, we're going to be discussing interviews that impress. For our agenda today, we will be covering the purpose of an interview, interview preparation tips, what to reference for the job interview, tips on how to dress, what not to do, as well as checklists. So the purpose of an interview. The purpose of an interview is a two-way discussion of suitability. That means not only is an interviewer going to decide if you are suitable for the position, but you also get to talk to the employer about whether you would be suitable for that job. Sometimes the position is not as it was advertised, and you might find that it is something you wouldn't be comfortable with or that you're not interested in. What do you have to offer? So your skills, your abilities, and your basic knowledge of the position. So who are you? Your personality, your character, and your interests. Why should we hire you? Do you have what the employer is seeking? So your education, your certificates, your diploma, as well as determining the right fit for a company. Sometimes you could be the excellent candidate on paper. However, if it's a smaller workplace, they might take into account your personality over your experience.
Interview preparation tips. What to do before the interview. Research is the first point. I anticipate that research should have been done, or a first part of research would have been done prior to your job application. Important to note the job posting, the current physical environment of the employer, the values, the mission statements, and what products they sell, ensuring that you're backing and behind that. So after you do have a confirmation of an interview, it's important to go back to that research to confirm that all the information you had previously obtained is still current. Location and transportation. So whether you're taking a car or the bus, it's important to note and to take into time consideration on how long it's going to get you to get to the physical location of where you're going to be conducting your interview. If you are taking the bus, whether it be regional or within the city, it's important to note how many buses and how long that time is going to take you. It's encouraged to do a dry run 1 or 2 times to ensure that you're going to be to your interview on time. If you are going to be relying on car and transit to get to your job interview, there's a few things to note. Making sure that you're checking how far on Google, whether there's detours, whether there is construction, making sure that you have alternate routes to get to the employer. Also, if the current employer is maybe in a downtown sector and you may have to pay for parking, whether it be in a parking garage, a parking lot, or pay for side parking for street parking, ensuring that you have funds and money available to ensure that you're able to pay for that parking the day of. Also, ensuring how far it is for you to get from the car to the physical location and building where your interview is going to be conducted. All these small pieces will add up to time, and you have to make sure that you do have a time and be able to conduct a dry run prior to the day of your interview, ensuring that you're able to attend your interview 15 minutes prior to your interview start. Dress to impress, we're going to follow up in more detail in the following slides about what to wear for an interview. Checking your online presence. As many of you may have a lot of social media presence, it's really important to note that employers will look at all your social media platforms. So ensuring that you do have a positive outlook and positive value system that may be able to be in line with this employer. So ensuring that all of your online presence are positive. Conducting contact information for the employer. If your car does break down or there are unforeseen circumstances on the day of your interview, it's important to have a contact person at the employer, whether it be the HR person or the person that you're going to be interviewing with, ensuring you have a full name and a contact information phone number. References. References are very important and should be highlighted up with your resume. So we're going to go into more detail about what to put down and what information is required for references. Example of reference details. 3 references are noted for your reference page. 2 professional and 1 personal. Please don't use any identified family members. If you do have experience working in a family-run employer or corporation, try to see if you're able to utilize maybe a maiden name of the reference that you'd like to use, or have a family member with a different last name. Best case scenario is that you're using a supervisor or a manager of at least one of your references. The purpose of a reference is for that participant and person to be able to speak on your behalf regarding your work ethic, your reliability, and your ability to work independently or on a team. In the far left detail corner, it'll tell you what details are needed to ensure and to fill out your reference sheet. So full name, current job title, current employment, and a reference line to connect you to your resume. So if this reference no longer works at where you worked with the person, it's important to be able to connect them back to your resume so it lets the employer know why you've utilized this reference. Current contact details, phone and email. So here's an example of a reference page. So at the top, you'll note that all you as the applicant, all your email or all your contact information is available on there. Reference as a title, as well as I have 2 on here as references. So the first one, we have a full name of the reference. We have the job title. We have the employment as well. So can hopefully connected with your resume. Second one with Dr. Bruce Banner, it does say former head of science. So this way it's able to connect you to your reference of why you chose to use this reference so that there is a connection to your resume. Ensuring that we have at the bottom, you'll note that there is phone information as well as email information. What to bring for a job interview. One of the common questions we do get often is how many resumes do I need to bring for a job interview if I've already sent my resume in for my job application? It's important to bring at least 5. You don't know whether you're going to be currently just interviewing with one person, or you may have a panel of interviewers. So ensuring that everybody who's interviewing has a copy of your resume as well as a copy for yourself to reference. Job and employer information is important to know. Who are you going to meet? Who are you there to have your interview with? Professional portfolio, this includes all your information, whether it be your references, your resume, cover letters, or copy of any of your certifications. So if a job that you've applied for has recommended or the qualification needs to have a Smart Serve or First Aid CPR, it's important to have copies of those certifications with you in order to give them to the employer at the time of your interview if needed. Pen and paper is important to have available either to write questions or important pertinent information during your interview. And again, references. Ensure that you have enough references for every person that will be interviewing you so that they have an opportunity to look at the references that you have brought.
So dressing for success. Make sure that you're wearing business professional attire, neutral and solid colors. Although you can wear something with pattern, we recommend avoiding busy patterns. Dress one level above their current staff and always wears closed-toe shoes. Avoid fragrances. A lot of workplaces are now scent-free, and a lot of people do have allergies. So it would be very unfortunate if you were unable to have an interview because of an allergic reaction for the interviewer. Don't have any stains or rips on your clothes. Avoid flip-flops, and again, no busy patterns. So the interview attire tips. Pick out your outfit ahead of time. It's also a good idea to have a backup outfit in mind because sometimes we have issues where we'll drop some coffee or a little bit of toothpaste. It'll be easier knowing that you have that extra outfit waiting for you than scrambling to find what you're going to wear a second time. Make sure that your clothing is comfortable. Practice standing in the clothing as well as sitting. Sometimes we'll be comfortable in what we wear when we're standing in front of the mirror. However, when it goes to sit down, the fit of the clothes change. So make sure you practice both ways. Ensure that your clothing has an appropriate length. Again, your neutral and your solid colors, as well as personal grooming the day of. There's deodorant, light makeup, and avoid smoking if possible. Smoking can be a heavy smell to non-smokers, so it's usually recommended to try and avoid that if possible. So the day of the interview, ensure that you have all your needed documents. Again, have copies of your resume, your references, your certificates, and education. Know ahead of time where to get those copies as well, instead of waiting till the day of to go and get photocopies. Again, if possible, avoid smoking, eat a light meal prior to your interview, arrive no earlier than 15 minutes before the interview. Make sure you have turned your cell phone off and be prepared for the unexpected. Again, whether that's rerouting your trip to get there, having your second outfit, figuring out where you're going to get extra copies. And also remember that assessment in your interview begins upon arrival. The minute that you pull into the parking lot, they see you out in the parking lot, they're already beginning their assessment of you as a potential employee.
So Brandy and I would like to thank you for attending the webinar for interviews. If you'd like more information about the YMCA services, please connect with either the St. Catharines, Thorold, or Niagara Falls. Thank you so much.
Thank you.